Hello guys, welcome back to another random Star Wars movie review. Very different to how I normally have done these because I had a Star Wars film in mind that I wanted to watch, and this is in, I guess, linkage to the announcement recently that we've got like new Star Wars movies coming. Obviously, Rey is now going to be coming back. Daisy Ridley starring as Rey is coming back. So I wanted to watch Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker again, and I just thought, let's just do a random movie review on it. So yes, Rey is coming back, and it's basically 15 years after the event of Episode 9, so I was like, I want to watch Episode 9 again, just give it another go, and just see what all this is about, because I watched it recently and I've got some thoughts on it. Now, 15 years after, Rey is going to build her Jedi Order, her new Jedi Order, which is a lot of what the what fans wanted Luke to do and Mark Hamill to do in Episode 7, but obviously we didn't get that, and there was a lot of controversy on those sequel movies. Now, I'm somebody about the sequels that the sequels are definitely my worst trilogy of movies in the Star Wars saga, because they just are, but I'm not like hating against them. I don't hate the sequels entirely. I think they introduce some really good characters. My issues with the sequels are more things that people are not really mad about, like things like Captain Phasma. I thought she was a really good character, and she was just wrongly done. Same with Snoke. I thought there were some things, some characters were introduced that were really, really good in Episode 7, and then Episode 8, they were just gone. So, yeah. Anyways, Episode 9. I wanted to watch it, and here's my thoughts. So, of course, it is one of my worst Star Wars films, because it just doesn't hit the heights that the others do. And for me, it is a bit of a messed up movie in the sense that it's like obviously the newest movie, it looks the best because it's going to, but there's just a lot of like really weird things in the film that I just didn't think was necessary in this film. Going back to the Death Star, for instance, was a really weird thing, and the whole thing with the dagger, it's just like convenient and unrealistic, and then you're just removed from the situation. You're not really enjoying the movie then, and that's a real shame in my opinion. This does tie back. This is obviously the last one that was trying to fix the first two, in the sense that most people didn't like Episode 8, of course. I didn't mind Episode 8. It's not that bad. I've actually preferred Episode 8 to Episode 9. In my opinion. But this film was very much seen as just trying to fix the things. Like one of the first scenes in the whole movie was Kylo Ren's mask being fixed, because obviously it was destroyed in Episode 8. There's a lot of like different things going on, and it's a shame really that we've got this film and that's like the story now. Obviously the famous line by Oscar Isaac where somehow Palpatine returned. That's the big thing. And I think this is one of those things now that the Mandalorian and things are actually explaining now, and things like the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch is all about the clones obviously, and it's going through the cloning. You've got Omega, and we've got like, all of that type of stuff now. There's like this cloning facility that's really hush-hush and secretive, and it's Palpatine's kind of like secret project. That's like a thing going on in Bad Batch. We've got obviously the Mandalorian with Moff Gideon, and he's got those clones in those tanks at the time of filming this. That episode's just come out, and yeah, like there's a lot going on with clones, and I really feel like we are going to fill the gaps to explain the sequel trilogy of how Palpatine actually returned based on other medium around Star Wars universe, whether it be animation or whether or not it be live action like Mandalorian. So it is really interesting just going back and figuring that out from a story point of view, because I think at the time of watching this as a standalone film, it doesn't hold up. But I think in a couple of years' time, we're going to have those gaps filled in by the other mediums, and it'll make sense. It was just a bit too crazy, years ago. And I think there is, people say there wasn't a plan, but I think there is a plan now to fill those gaps in. There may not have been at the time of filming Rise of Skywalker, but there is now. People like Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, all those are creating that time, filling that gap, I guess. So yeah, Rise of Skywalker for me is a good film. It does bring back some characters. Obviously it does well with like Leia and Carrie Fisher and stuff obviously passing away, so they had to use a lot of the footage again. But it's definitely one of my worst favourite Star Wars films in the world. It's a shame because, it's the one that I saw last in the cinema really. And yeah, it's a real shame because it's the one that looks the best, but it just doesn't do anything for me. I actually gave it a 3-star on my Letterboxd account. Am I looking forward to Rey coming back? Yes and no. Not sure what they're going to do. Really looking forward to seeing how it's going to look in the future and stuff, like how they're going to age Rey up 15 years or whatever. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Are they going to tie it to things like The Mandalorian? Like people are saying Grogu could still be alive. There's a lot of things they could do. It'll be really interesting to see what happens though. But yeah, there we go. Random Star Wars movie. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought I wanted to watch this just to give her another watch. It was a Disney movie, really. Yeah, worst Star Wars film, but there's definitely worse films out there in my opinion. It's just not my favourite Star Wars one. So. But there it is, guys. There is my random Star Wars movie review. Obviously a little bit different than normally doing the whole wheel thing. Next time we will do that. And I'll try and get these a bit more regular because, you know, there's been a lot of stuff happening recently and I just haven't had a chance to fit one of these in. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. And please do subscribe if you are new. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.